Okay, so in 2018, I did a video about the closure of the Wii Shop channel and explored its storefront before it shut down shortly afterwards. And while I admit it was a sad loss for sure, but I didn't have any particular attachment to it, as at that point I'd never really used it, and while I'm sure a lot did, they were not the majority of Wii owners. And while some things were lost for good, the more valuable stuff would continue to be available in other forms.
No, it's fine. Sonic 4 is a better experience on my phone anyway.
But the Nintendo eShop? Oh boy, I'm not ready for this. In February 2022, I almost dropped my phone when Nintendo officially announced by the end of March 2023 the Nintendo eShops for Wii U and 3DS would close for good. Nintendo being a traditional Japanese company, when they make a decision, it's usually final. Alongside the ability to generate images showing your usage of the 3DS and Wii U software, even if a bit inaccurate. Although I'm not gonna lie, 3 top most played games on each does check out. I spent way too many hours on each of these. So I could continue giving my own personal history lesson on how these two systems defined my teens and how special every game was I downloaded to me, but you don't want to be here all day. So after being in denial for a while, I made myself a list of stuff I wanted to download before it was gone forever, and would slowly obtain each during the span of a year. Of course, it didn't help when lightning damaged my Wii U. Watch this to hear all about it. First, I'm going to share all my digital content, and then we'll explore the eShops for the final time. On my 3DS I have Zelda 4 Swords Anniversary Edition, The Legend of Zelda for NES. In a folder we have Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Bros. 3, and Super Mario World. Under the Game Boy folder we have Game & Watch Gallery, Wario Land, Zelda Link's Awakening DX, Mega Man 2 Game Boy version, and Metroid 2, which was claimed as a Club Nintendo reward. In the Pokemon folder we have Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Crystal. I think I'm set for Classic Kanto and Johto. I don't think I'll be needing Red, Blue, Gold, and Silver. Pokemon Transporter and Pokemon Bank, which are a must for getting Pokemon from previous generations to the current ones. Pokemon Rumble World, Pokemon Dream Raider. The early years of 3DS really loved games that used the cameras and gyroscope. This one was quite the experience, goes hand in hand with Pokemon Black and White 2. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Special Demo, and Sun and Moon Special Demo. These demos are a unique short experience to give you a taste of what's to come in the main games, as well as giving you bonuses to transfer over. And Pokédex 3D. The 2 digital versions of full card games, Metroid Samus Returns, and Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions. Games I would have rather had physical copies of, but since they aren't sold anymore, and the second-hand market thinks it's okay to sell them for 3 digits, buying them on the eShop was clearly the only way I'll be able to experience them without sinking tons of money on a pair of 3DS game cards, an option that wouldn't be available for much longer. Sonic the Hedgehog 3D, Sonic the Hedgehog Triple Trouble, this was my first classic Sonic game, no I'm not joking, a little bit of Dr. Mario, 3D Classics Kirby Adventure, 3D Classics Kid Icarus, and Mighty Gun Vault. The video folder, which used to contain the YouTube app, later had its service discontinued, leaving your only option when selecting it to be deleted. The same fate met the Nintendo Video app, which on a regular basis would drop exclusive videos intended to be watched on the 3DS in 3D. Shorts based on Kid Icarus and Kirby, as well as Shaun the Sheep trying to be Mario. There was also the Nintendo Anime channel, which was absolutely brilliant for allowing you to watch episodes of anime based on Nintendo IPs, including the iconic Pokemon series and Kirby Right Back At Ya, featuring eShop ads for their games on the touchscreen. The service was sadly discontinued in 2018, and I refused to delete the app. There were also downloadable videos in the form of trailers for upcoming 3DS games, all of which were much early versions with a lot of differences from the final games. This includes Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, Paper Mario Sticker Star, and New Super Mario Bros. 2, which all dropped around the same time, with A Link Between Worlds dropping much later, simply called Zelda. And a couple years later, Majora's Mask 3D, a remake I have many mixed feelings about. And then we have the demo folder. We have Kirby Robobot, Triforce Heroes, Super Smash Bros. 3DS, which was an exclusive sent to Nintendo newsletter members way before it became available publicly, of which I still haven't deleted even though I own the full game. Yoshi and Poochie's Woolly World, Tomodachi Life Welcome version, also a Nintendo newsletter exclusive for the time, Hyrule Warriors Legends, who thought it was a good idea to put this on the 3DS? Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker, whoever thought to put this on the 3DS was a genius. Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn, and Hey Pikmin. Next up, we have Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge, a free game that lets you play using amiibo. Such an incredible idea. Why didn't they make more free amiibo-based games like this? Flipnote Studio 3D, an exclusive from My Nintendo. A giant Super Mario World sprite, because why not? Team Kirby Clash Deluxe, Metroid Prime Blast Ball, Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, which I didn't intend to get, but it was 85% off for only $6.75 during the last days of the eShop. How could I say no? I wanna kiss your Yacht Club games. Mwah. Nintendo Badge Arcade, where you can win badges to place on the 3DS home screen, which is where the Mario sprite came from, as well as the badges on my folders. The Save Data Transfer tool, Nintendo Letterbox. Oh man, I miss Letterbox. This is how I used to chat with friends before texting. But little did I know it got a spiritual successor in the form of Swapdoodle. I wish I knew about this sooner. Hi, Nikki! And Fullbox, a free version of Pullbox, I suppose. And that wraps up everything on the 3DS. Moving on, let's go to the Wii U. Starting off, we have Shovel Knight, which I downloaded in 2014 or 15 after hearing so much about it, and over the years, Yacht Club Games would update it, adding new game modes and campaigns until it evolved into the much larger Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, with the original Shovel of Hope only taking up a fraction of the game, and these were all free updates for those who already bought the game. I can't see any other companies doing this. Keep being legends, Yacht Club Games. Next, we have Metroid Prime Trilogy, and Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3, which was modified to contain all the bonus levels you could only obtain by scanning these rare e-reader cards. Super Mario Advance 2, Super Mario World. Ain't it ironic I have the console version of World on my 3DS and the portable version on my Wii U. NES Remix and NES Remix 2. It's incredible that there were 9 years between me buying and downloading these two. Metroid Zero Mission, Super Metroid, also a Club Nintendo reward, Metroid Fusion, another Club Nintendo reward. So many great Metroid games on one console. Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, The Legend of Zelda A Link to the Past, Pikmin, Pikmin 2, Pikmin 3. Pikmin 3 was one of several Wii U games you could claim for free by registering Mario Kart 8 with Club Nintendo. How wild is that? Mario and Luigi Partners in Time, Yoshi's Island DS, Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge, exactly the same as the one on 3DS. Amiibo Touch and Play Classic Highlights. Now this was clever. Tapping an Amiibo gives you samples of NES and SNES games. Animal Crossing Plaza. Project Zero Maiden of Black Water, also known as Fatal Frame. I was not going to spend $300 on a physical copy. Dr. Kawashima's Brain Training. I swear I didn't buy this. One night, my Wii U's home button started glowing, and when I turned it on, it started installing the game on its own. Dr. Kawashima's magical floating head works in mysterious ways, okay? Zelda Majora's Mask. Paper Mario. There is a folder for Mega Man containing Mega Man's 1, 2, and 3, which I would buy after completing each, only to end up with the Legacy Collection anyway. Oh, and there's Mega Man and Bass. Skylanders Trap Team. I did a video on this game an eternity ago where they sent me a review copy of the Wii game that included a digital download code for the Wii U version. What can I say, I was a loyal Skylanders fan. Wii Sports Club. Last Reaver's Notice. This isn't even a game, it's an ad suggesting you should get the game. And some demos. Sonic Lost World, which I amazingly don't own the Wii U version of. Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, which somehow was more stable than the final game. Star Fox Guard, which had to be different by having its demo logo in a different spot than everything else. And Pokken Tournament. And that wraps up my stuff on the Wii U, so let's check out the eShops one last time. I'm gonna be really honest. The storefront for the Wii U eShop is probably the best they've ever made. Everything here, nice, organized, and presentable. The best of the best is up front, they want you to see. And then you can browse all of the Wii U games individually, and then you also have all the Virtual Console stuff. Super Mario Galaxy, Majora's Mask, the best of the best. And everything underneath it you can go by category. And speaking of categories, you got Super Mario, Legend of Zelda, all the Nindies, Nintendo X Indies, all the Nintendo Selects, and then you have all the action, platformer, adventures, RPG, all put into genres. And you even got the 3DS stuff down here. And we can't forget the mobile apps, of course. Over here in news, they have the 3DS Wii U discontinuation of the eShops. And of course, Nintendo, big traditional Japanese company, once they make a decision, they ain't going back on it. In charts, we can see all the sales stuff. And of course, most recent bestseller, what's it gonna be? No surprise, it's Shovel Knight, because it costs barely anything at all. And we can see all the stuff here everyone wants to get at the last possible moment. Metroid stuff, I'm not surprised. Zelda stuff, not even close. I think I might have contributed to a few of these. If we go to all bestsellers, that should be the overall throughout the Wii U's lifespan. Super Mario 64, why am I not surprised? This is all the really good stuff. It's mostly Virtual Console, because why wouldn't it be? And recently popular, it's videos. It's videos because you don't have to buy them, you just watch them. All of this is popular. Everyone's watching all this while it's still there. Over here, new releases. Even though the last official Wii U games have been an eternity ago, people have still been releasing indie stuff on the eShop itself. Shadow Archer Special cost like $6 and was so recent it's not even funny. Reverse E32. Nothing too exciting here. Pad of Time. Down to $1.50 because the store's about to close. Honestly, this actually looks kinda cool. RTO 3. I didn't even know there was a 2-in-1, but sure enough, it's here. 90s style first-person shooter, very reminiscent of Doom, just a little more, you know, HD. Captain U. It only makes sense you're on the Wii U. Good old classic style platformer. Superfood Frenzy. I'm not quite sure what, oh, you're cooking stuff. That's actually kinda cool. Storefront, Mutant War. I love seeing all these 16-bit style stuff. I honestly have no idea what's going on here. Seasonal Assistant. I like that little icon. It looks like an Inkling kind of 8-bit style arcade kind of thing. I'm not sure. Commander Keen & Keen Dreams. The title is too long to be read. Space Hunted: The Lost Levels, also known as Space Hunted 2 in Japan, probably, I don't know. 2019, jeez. Dying is Dangerous. I actually have this on my wish list. One of those things where you have to trial and error the pathway, you know, so you don't die. Regina and Mac. I wouldn't be surprised at all if this is Banjo-Kazooie inspired. Oh, what do you know? I think I might have been right. I mean, it ain't N64 style, but it's trying to be it. Space Intervention. Pretty sure this is either Galaga or Space Invaders, but Space Intervention it is. Mountain Peak Battle Mess. Horror Stories. There's a demo downloadable, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm not exactly sure what kind of game this is. Pixel Maker Studio. It would appear you use it to make pixels. Pixel art and pixel animations, to be sure. Sinister Assistant. Another 8-bit style adventure looking game. Elcilia Arcade Edition. Hang on one second, hang on. It's the Simpsons meme. Azure Snake. Azure? It's a version of Snake, that much I can gather. So from 2022 downwards, it's amazing to see all the people who have started making their own indie titles, even if they're very basic. Since the software development tools are still out there, and I guess people are going to continue making them for homebrew, I suppose. Right down till we see the official releases such as Just Dance and Virtual Console stuff. Moving on, we have demos and free to start. I've always loved how this era of Nintendo started giving free demos so you can get a small taste of an experience before you decide if you want to get them. And that's always exciting if you're a kid and teen who can't just buy whatever whenever. As well as there being free to start games, which ranges from small scale free games to game trials that can be expanded on by the full game. Star Fox Zero has the training mode and the animated prologue. And I just love this. Two of these demos here are just unashamed Minecraft clones. Cube Life and Discovery, which has the Minecraft grass block on its icon. Both are just flat out Minecraft, even though Minecraft is officially on the Wii U eShop. I can't help but find this funny. Moving on again, let's go to special offers. Here you can see Shovel Knight and Shantae are really cheap right now. WayForward and Yacht Club Games, absolutely legendary for doing this. How can you say no to Shovel Knight? I'm not too familiar with the Shantae series, but it has a huge following and I wouldn't sleep on any of the sales here. It's really cool to see how these third parties are putting their all into these sales. Meanwhile, Nintendo themselves, not in the slightest. I mean, Come on, not even gonna acknowledge these last days of eShop support, Nintendo. Did you know across the Wii U and 3DS eShops, almost the entire Legend of Zelda franchise is available? Thanks to Virtual Console for having everything from the NES, SNES, N64, the 2 GameCube games bearing HD remasters, sadly no Four Swords Adventures, GBA, Wii, DS, and of course Hyrule Warriors and Breath of the Wild itself, aka Zelda Wii U, the stuff on 3DS I'll get to later. But since Breath of the Wild was Zelda Wii U, the eShop is full of teasers, trailers, and reveals, showcase of the Wolf Link amiibo, and probably most significant of all, this interview with Miyamoto and Aonuma showing a much earlier version of the game full of so many differences, and the Wii U gamepad is still relevant. Can't believe this game was originally slated for 2015. And much like the Zelda series, the entire Metroid franchise is on these 2 eShops alone, if you don't much care for Metroid Pinball. Every legacy console and handheld game is here. Even the GameCube games are all packed together into the Wii Metroid Prime trilogy. And I kid you not, after Metroid Dread was revealed, everything here was selling like hotcakes, especially the GBA, Fusion, and Zero Mission. I made a video about all the Metroid games and what they're available on, but nobody really watched that. Doesn't matter anyway, since most of it relied on the Wii U eShop being available. And in the most affordable capacity too. And it ain't going anywhere anytime soon. Unless, of course, if Nintendo decides to shut down the Wii U and 3DS eShops, like the Wii, but let's not think of that. We were very lucky. While we're here, I thought I'd review the add-on content I have here. I don't even have Xenoblade X or Sonic Lost World, but I've downloaded it, and I'll have them if I get the games. Hyrule Warriors I have sunk way too much into, but can you blame me? I love Hyrule Warriors, and there was no way I wasn't going to complete this before the eShop just cuts it all off from me for good. Yeah, I know, Definitive Edition exists, but I like the Wii U version, okay? Mario Kart 8 is a weird one. I only got one of the 2 packs, and I considered getting the other one to complete it, but there's no real point. I have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on Switch. Smash Bros. For Wii U. Oh my god, Smash Bros. For Wii U has so much stuff. And all things considered, I did not get really much of it. I feel bad for those coming back to Smash Wii U later, but I don't see many people coming back to Smash Wii U. In Pikmin 3, you can get DLC through the game's menu itself. I didn't get anything here, but I noticed something really weird around the time Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury was announced. It was gone. Like, it was off the eShop, and opening it through the game's menu just crashed. I mean, they brought it back eventually, but still, that is kinda weird. Titles I've downloaded, nothing exciting here. You've already seen everything I have downloaded on my console. But it is pretty cool seeing everything in a list there. Toon Global Test File, I don't even know what's going on here. An error, because the software doesn't exist. Continuing with Smash Bros. You know, once you buy something in the bundles, it just doesn't let you get them, which admittedly kinda sucks. But there is so much here. Fighters, stages, Mii costumes. Now, the pride and joy of the Wii U eShop, the Virtual Console menus. Ain't they beautiful? Nothing like this on Switch. And in NES, we have a unique version of Duck Hunt here that works via the Wiimote. And I don't believe that's on the Switch Online service, even with a pointed Joy-Con. Earthbound Beginnings, that's actually kind of amazing. So when they dropped that in 2015, the fully translated version that they abandoned back in the 90s, that was a pretty special moment, meaning that cancelled stuff is on the table to appear again. And sure enough, later on in 2017, we got Star Fox 2 on the SNES Mini. Here is the entire front page of the eShop for Wii U. This is of course the Australian version, as the page is different in each region. I asked as many people as possible to help capture these so I could preserve as many as possible, but all I could get was the UK version thanks to Sunky the Pootus on Twitter. Would have been nice to have the American or Japanese versions on hand. Now let's finish up here by checking out the 3DS eShop. Sorry I don't got a capture card or anything, but hey, we work with what we got. So the 3DS storefront is a little different. We have things organized by series, starting with Pokemon. Pokemon Bank costs $6 a year to use, and will become free once the eShop closes. Funny thing is, despite how much Pokemon I've played, I think I've only used this like once or twice to go between generations. And of course, we have the other stuff I showed earlier, plus more. Although how foolish would I be to skip recent arrivals? Shovel Software insurance claim, a nod to the fact that it's basically shovelware, I think. Look how recent that is, 2022. I'm not gonna go into everything individually, but you can see there is a lot of indie titles here, and they're just gonna be gone. Now, do you really want me to go through every Mario game here? There's a lot of Mario games here. Too many to count. Oh hi, Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. Wonder why you didn't sell well. It's probably because people prefer this. 3DS is great for Zelda 2, and has all the Game Boy titles the Wii U doesn't. But more importantly, it has Four Swords Anniversary Edition. My one and only true love. Correction, they had Four Swords, and then they got rid of it in early 2012 when no one could ever get their hands on it again. So, skipping boring, straight to Kerbo. Oh, who am I kidding? I can't pretend Fire Emblem on 3DS isn't significant. Kirby. The 3DS really was your console, wasn't it? You get past all the actual Oh dear. From the NES to the Game Boy to the 3DS itself. And more 3DS. And I think Kirby had more games on the 3DS than I originally remembered. And that's excluding all the free download stuff too. Yes, here's the exciting stuff. Sonic? You're not a Nintendo character, but you get your own category. Sonic 2, Sonic 1 on the 3DS, it's Sonic 1 and 2, but in 3D. In fact, this was the first way I ever played the original Sonic the Hedgehog. And of course you have the entire Game Gear collection too, and by the way, Sonic Triple Trouble, believe it or not, was my first classic Sonic game. Oh my gosh, everyone knows me as such the Sonic fan. Wouldn't you believe my first ever 3D experience of Sonic was the Sonic Lost World 3DS demo? DK! Donkey Kong! He's got so many games that he shares with Mario. DK! The country games are here to stay, including the Game Boy versions, which are basically the same thing. DK! Donkey Kong! Don't forget about the arcade ones. Stanley the Bugman is in this one. I am not good at rapping, don't make me. We got Smash Bros. And Minecraft. Seriously, in 2013, I wanted Minecraft on 3DS more than anything, and now that it exists, it's like, I don't care, I can get it on my phone. Do you think Samus Returns will fall into obscurity? The only way to get it is to spend anywhere between $90 and $300 on a physical copy. With any luck, we might get a Switch remastering, but, you know, not holding out hope. We got all the RPGs grouped together, we got all the Mii games grouped together, create and play, strategy, play for free, which is basically everything on the eShop compiled in one place, such as demos and applications. And Nintendo Selects. Then we've got the applications, and Nintendo Switch is just, you know, it's just advertising Nintendo Switch stuff. So, I suppose this is a wrap on the Nintendo eShop. I'm really gonna miss it. No more being able to download stuff. But hey, I have so much here that I've just got for good now. But of course, it's not truly it, because what happens when you try to access the eShop after it's closed? Is this a prank? I mean, the front pages have been trimmed down quite a bit, but things are still here. You can still browse. These games are still right here, but it's an absolute tease because you can select them, but can't buy them. They're not gone like the Wii Shop channel. I genuinely don't know what to say here. I mean, I guess it's kinda cool to have them not entirely gone, but technically closed. Well, anyway, that's it over here. Stay tuned, and stay awesome. Okay, like, full disclaimer here, this video was supposed to be done by mid to late April, and I've been stuck trying to make it finished over damaged files, corrupted footage, and the laggiest a video project has ever been. So, yeah, that's why this is here ages and ages after this was relevant. Bye.